All the way back in 2011, Lauren Faust always had the intention of having Applejack's parents not be present. She hinted she always had the idea that they would have passed away, but feared Hasbro wouldn't have gone with the idea because of how dark it was. As far as the series goes, the Season 5 episode, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, heavily implied the Apple parents were no longer with them, with this one line from Applejack.
If Mom and Dad were here, they'd be so proud of you.
While we never saw them in the series up until this point, we finally got to see how they met and fell in love in the Season 7 fan-favorite episode, The Perfect Pear, showing a forbidden romance between the Apples and a similar Earth pony farming family called the Pears. Apparently this idea for an episode came about because of an old running gag amongst the writers of giving Applejack a pear-obsessed nemesis called Pear Steve. In 2012, animation director Tim Stubbe joked that AJ's parents would be voiced by John Stamos and Nancy Kerrigan. That is until they landed on the voice actor Bill Newton and comedian Felicia Day. So let's look back and see all the things this episode did right. This is The Perfect Pear. The episode begins with Apple Bloom in the town marketplace as it seems a kindly old pony named Grandpear, voiced by William Shatner, is selling pear jam. She also learns he apparently used to live in town but left for Vancouver for a, quote, change of scenery, unquote. Possibly a reference to the voice actor himself being Canadian?
This is delicious. I can't believe I've gone my whole life without ever having this.
Glad you like it.
How much?
No.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Grandpear, sir.
Later that day, Apple Bloom returns home when her family are getting ready to have flapjacks for dinner. She suggests using pear jam as a topper, but her older brother and sister frantically try to hide it before Granny Smith can come downstairs. Some tells me they don't take too kindly to pears in this household. After the theme song, Apple Bloom asks why their family has a deep-seated hatred of pears. Neither Applejack nor Big Mac have an answer, but none of them have the heart to ask Granny Smith once she makes it into the room.
Oh, that smells great, Applejack. I'm gonna go wash up for supper. Be right back.
Granny, you're heading towards the outhouse there. Oh, sweet Celestia, you don't think that she... Ew. Wanting some answers for this long-lasting apple-pear feud, the next day has Applejack, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom head to Goldie Delicious, as she's the family historian. Goldie starts off quite hesitant to tell them, but she agrees to tell them the story, claiming they do have the right to know. And so, we flash back.
Come and get your apples. Nothing sweeter than biting into a crisp apple on a beautiful fall day.
Unless, of course, you could bite into a juicy pear.
Back in the day, the Apples had a neighboring farm that would grow and sell pears like how they do with apples. In this flashback, we see a young Granny Smith and a young Grandpear getting into a heated back and forth as to which of the two fruits is the better.
Versus real life where most people fight with their friends, family and neighbors over politics or difference of beliefs. So, in that way, Equestria is kind of like the real world.
And then the little tree reached its branches up to the moon, and the moon said, good night.
Cute detail having Granny reading to the apple trees just like Applejack did to Bloomberg back in Season 1.
Good night, trees. I've got you covered.
But despite this long-lasting family feud, it seems only two of them got along, a colt by the name of Bright Mac and a filly by the name of Pear Butter, as we see them share a sweet moment talking about buttercups.
My mom says if you hold a buttercup under your chin, it'll make your chin glow, but it doesn't work on me. See?
Does it work on me?
It sure does, Buttercup.
Buttercup. I like that name.
Oh, I can totally see why she does. I like the name Buttercup too.
Does anyone find it a little weird that these babies seem to be able to speak on par with grown adults with grown adult voices?
Factoid. Her original name was going to be Honeycrisp, as part of a script that M.A. Larson wrote. It would have involved her getting some kind of Midas Touch style curse, causing her to not be able to be near her children out of fear of turning them into foliage. But once that episode got scrapped, the name got changed to Pear Butter, or Buttercup, very similar to one of the three main Powerpuff Girls, like another show that Lauren Faust had worked on. Well, no, I was gonna say named after a pony from Generation 2. Anyway, initially shocked at the realization that these two are their parents and that they are technically half pears, Goldie can't continue the story on account of needing another book that's being sat on by one of her cats. a jungle cat to be specific. However, she recommends asking for more information from an old friend of their father's, Burnt Oak.
Hot. Cute. Having the dude pony hanging out with a pony who looks like Bonafide Sam Elliott. Nice.
Come to ask about your dad?
Yup.
Well, I wondered if you might. Hoped you would.
So Burnt Mac launches into a story from their young adult years, where him and Bright Mac were racing tillers, but Bright Mac got distracted at the sight of Pear Butter and ended up crashing into the Pear's water silo.
Pear Butter, what did you do?
I'm not sure.
The water silo. It was my fault.
Well, you owe me a new silo, boy.
After asking about their mother, Burnt Oak tells them to go to Mrs. Cake, as apparently she was quite friendly with their mom in her younger days.
Would it be okay if we stop by again sometime to hear more stories?
I'd like that very much.
Once they make it over to Sugar Cube Corner, Mrs. Cake launches into a story from their youth, as their mom apparently convinced her to take up baking and helped her get her cutie mark. One afternoon, Mrs. Cake ends up seeing the two of them together and is pleasantly surprised. But while their friends seem happy for Bright Mac and Pear Butter, it doesn't stop their elders' hatred of the other family, as Granny Smith drags Bright Mac off by his ear.
A guitar? For me? But I don't know how to play.
Quiet, you.
Oh no, here we go. Here comes the song number. Get the tissues ready. It'll hit you right in the feels.
And I cannot be pulled apart from the hold you have in my heart. And even if the world tells us it's wrong, you're in my head like a catchy song.
Wow.
You're stronger than you were a long time ago, Brian. Don't let it get to you.
The pears are moving.
With no other options, the two meet and have to make a very difficult decision. Getting the rest of the story from Mare, who is the one that wed them, we see the two get married that very night, much to the shock of their parental figures.
You can't be serious. Are you choosing to be an apple over being a pear?
Okay, the emotion in the scene is really gut-wrenching, but man, William Shatner's signature acting style just peeks through every once in a while, and you get some really funny line readings throughout this episode. Are you choosing to be an apple over being a pear? It's really funny. With her father making her choose, Pear Butter tearfully chooses to stay with Bright Mac and the rest of the Apple family, as their father disgruntledly storms off. After hearing the sad end of the story, the Apple trio decide to confront their respective grandparents. They start with Grandpear, who tearfully apologizes for running off on their mother like that.
But I never.
It's in the past, Grandpear. Oh, can I call you Grandpear Pear?
Sure can.
Now it's time to confront Granny Smith, who's initially mad to see Grandpear after all these years, but the three apples let them know how much the story has touched their hearts and brought them even closer. So their grandparents finally put their bitter old rivalry aside and shake hooves. And we end with one more sweet visual as we see the tree that their parents grew together, which grew into the shape of a heart. Aw, isn't that just so sweet? That's really cute right there.
If anything's gonna make it through, it's apples and pears.
Overall, this episode really has stood the test of time. I remember the fandom loving this episode when it first aired, and it still stands out as not just one of the best of the season, but one of the best of the series. They did a great job finally introducing us to the Apple parents and showing us how they met. They successfully pulled off a very sweet little love story in such a short amount of time, something we haven't seen in this series since, debatably, season 2. And even though they never really went into detail as to what happened to them, though it's pretty obvious that they passed away, I love how they connected the dots with a variety of narrators when it comes to relatives or family friends that were involved. This was also a good use of a celebrity guest, though when has this show never had good celebrity guest appearances? I know some may laugh at William Shatner's acting sometimes, but I think he did a good job voicing Grandpear. He juggles between kindly old man and bitter rival to Granny Smith very well when he needs to. This episode was great for a number of reasons, with its continuity, character growth, and extremely sweet, cute little love story. Highly recommend this one. Then again, I recommend every episode this show has ever done. As for what we'll be looking at next time, we're going to be looking at another divisive episode with the Season 7 episode, Fame and Misfortune. But until then, I'm the Pony Fanboy, I fanboy over ponies, and you just listen.
We're far apart in every way. best part of my day. And sure as I breathe the air, I know we are the perfect pair on a prickly path that goes on for miles. But it's worth it just to see you smile. And I cannot be pulled apart from the hold you have in my heart. And even if the world tells us it's wrong, you're in my head like a catchy song. Seasons change and leaves may fall, but I'll be with you.